Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Boardroom to Booth. And this week I've got Adam, Dampy, and I'm just going to go straight over to you and say, hey, how are you?
Hey, yeah, I'm good. Good. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm excited about the podcast. So
Good. I mean, who wants to be excited about podcasts, right? I mean, it's sort of,
yeah,
but I hope this is, it's just a great way to look at everything, isn't it? And just share what you're all about. My whole thing on this is I'm not going to talk too much, and I really don't want it to be cheesy on my side, at least. And really just find out more about you as a DJ and this whole thing for the Garden Club this year. So you've obviously got an unusual artist name. So I just wondered what's in your name and what got you into DJing.
so the name is just it's basically just sticking both of my names together. So Adam, my surname starts with a P, and at school I was like Adampy, which basically became Dampy, and that's where that comes from. As poor as it is.
No, it's cool. I mean, at least it's lifetime, and it sounds a bit Adamski to me.
Yeah, yeah, I've had that as well. I've had a few.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I didn't know if it was to do with like what you do or anything, but it's literally your nickname as a kid.
Yeah, yeah, they're quite literally, yeah.
So tell me all about your DJing background and what got you into it. Where are you now?
Yeah, okay. So I guess I've always loved music, like even as a young lad and whatever. And it was like in the days when you used to burn CDs and stuff. It was, I was the one that had worked out how to do learn how to do that, and was always burning the CDs for the parties, and just any excuse to share the music that I was enjoying. And eventually, after sort of downloading some production software, which I was awful at back then, I still am now actually, I decided to buy some decks in 2014, or a controller rather. That was my Tractor S2. I forget what it was now. Tractor Control S2, that's the one. And some monitors, some studio monitors.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just started like messing about, and I've always enjoyed playing music anyway, so I felt like it kind of came naturally. And yeah, it just sort of as the years went on, I upgraded my equipment and started getting gigs and stuff. And now I've done about several residencies across Swindon, Bristol, Cardiff. And yeah, I've sort of gotten to the point now where I've done a few gigs at Ministry of Sound, played at Egg London.
How was that?
Yeah, that was good. That was awesome. It's such a good, like, for an underground vibe,
Yeah.
like in the loft in Egg London, it's awesome. Yeah, really
Wow.
good.
What genre did you play in the loft?
So I played an opening set, so it was kind of more like a chilled, undergroundy kind of vocal house
Okay. Oh,
set.
really? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, which was cool.
I mean, I like that room because it's quite contained, and so like it gets packed, and there's a proper vibe in there, isn't there? I think so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
it's
good.
awesome.
That's good. It's
Yeah, so go on,
what sort of
sorry.
music? No, it's all right. So what sort of music is your thing then? Because it sounds like you can be quite adaptable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely quite sort of versatile. In particular when it's like across the house genres or subgenres rather. I just love house music, all types. In particular, like tech house. I had a few years back now, kind of organized a couple of events in the summertime in Italy at like beach bars over there because my family, my roots are Italian.
Nice.
And yeah, I was actually really quite surprised how well they turned out, really. And I'd end up doing like 12-hour sets and stuff, just really like the whole musical journey from kind of like 3 in the afternoon till, well, the early hours of the morning, probably longer than 12 hours thinking about it. But
Yeah, yeah. That's interesting because obviously there's quite a trend nowadays of very short sets in clubs. It's like an hour or so, isn't it? So how does that compare to someone like you, where you're obviously able to take people on a journey?
I think when you're doing the longer sets, you can really kind of really show someone about the nuances of the tracks that you like. You can play them for longer. You can dive a little bit deeper into especially with like underground house, it's really quite wide. Sorry, I'm just gonna grab this a sec because I am absolutely scorching. This is right in the peak of this heat wave,
I know,
35
yeah,
degrees
yeah.
out.
In the UK, I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah.
we
Yeah. So with
we
with the with the longer sets, you can really like, you know, especially you're kind of trying to do it in time with the sunset and that kind of thing, and you can really kind of have an emotional dominance, or I don't know what the word is really, like an
Yeah.
emotional,
Resonance maybe is the
yeah, yeah.
connection. Yeah. So it's interesting because obviously we're meeting and working together because we're going to go out to the Garden Club in Alcudia, which is a new underground house club in the north of the island. It sounds like you already have good experience around that kind of beach vibe or that type of clientele.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I wouldn't like to say that it's the same, you know,
Yeah.
being on a beach club, it's always going to be different, you know, every set is different. And that's why, again, to go back to your earlier question, if you're going to play an hour set, you know, you're looking at a handful of tracks and you're mixing them a bit quicker and stuff. So,
Yeah.
whereas like in Italy in particular, in the south, a lot of the people that came to the event were looking for more kind of darker house, not so vocal stuff, because obviously they don't speak English, so they don't want to hear loads of English vocals.
Mm,
I think they're more inclined to like things with like, you know, Spanish vocals and things that they can
mm,
understand more or less, because there's not a great deal of Italian house, or certainly Italian vocal house.
yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I think the difference will be that in Mallorca is more of a Balearic, organic kind of vibe for the
Yeah.
house
Yeah.
music. Yeah, so I'm really
It's
looking
quite,
forward to it.
but it's interesting with the language thing as well, because I mean, obviously we like to play live, but do you have any idea of what people could expect from your set in Mallorca or sets?
To be fair, I'm yet to make my set lists, and
Yeah,
at the moment, the way my kind of ethos for the sets are, I don't want to just put 20 tracks in for an hour. I'm
yeah,
gonna have a wide range. I really kind of work the room, because like I say, until you get there, you must have done it as a DJ. You know, you think, right, this is my set list. You get there and you think this is not the vibe, and you
yeah,
got to swap. And so yeah, you just got to plan wide, and then when you know when you get there, you want to hone in on what's relevant to the people on the night. So
yeah. I think that's one of the joys, isn't it? You know, two nights are the same, so
exactly.
that's cool. No, I mean, obviously, the other thing that connects us is the all of the talent that's come in on this journey, if you like, has all gone through LSA. So I was wondering what your thoughts were around working with them, what you did with them, because obviously you've been a DJ for some time before you met them, I guess.
Yeah, so as I said, I bought my first controller in 2014, and then
Yeah.
kind of from there, I just essentially I was still like doing my degree and stuff, because I've got a day job,
Okay. Yeah.
and so it was more like a hobby before it became like, you know, I was doing regular gigs, residencies and stuff like that. But I eventually kind of thought, you know what, I'm going to go to LSA, to learn the sound academy, and really kind of be shown the way to do it. And you know, it does make me laugh, because my first lesson, I was, you know, doing. I was in the room with the tutor, and he said, "Right, you know, just do your thing." And literally within about 10 seconds, he's like, "Whoa, whoa, what are you doing?"
Mm,
And because I was using the crossfader to fade from one track to the other,
mm,
and I was like, "What do you mean? What am I doing?" He's like, "That's not what you're doing." You know, and from that, it's just obviously that's a minor thing. If you're scratching, you would use a crossfader, but for
yeah.
that type of mix, you'd be using volume fading essentially.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a minor thing, but just it's an example of like when you go and learn with some structure and really learn from someone that knows what they're talking about, not just buying a controller, which is great. You know, I'd always condone so anyone buying a controller, do it. It's brilliant. You know, it's a good place to start. And then it just gets to the point where you think, I just want to know that I know that everything I need to know essentially. So going through London Sound Academy has just been amazing for me, to improve my skills, but also to answer your question, everyone that I've met is just they've
Yeah.
all just got such interesting stories. Everyone's there for the music, and they got a real kind of drive to better themselves, to network with
Yeah.
people. And so yeah, I'm really excited to meet these guys, because everyone else I've met from there has been brilliant. So
Yeah, I mean, that's something I was discussing with someone earlier that you think you go for skills, but you actually come out for network. You know, you grow your tribe and people like you, and then like the audience will resonate with that because you're picking up friends, going to gigs together like we are. But network is such a big thing. On that note, obviously you and I met for the first time at a social media class or a marketing class.
Yeah.
Not really on my question list, but I wondered what you
No, no.
thought, thought about social media and DJing in general, really.
I wish that I was great at social media because I think, generally speaking, a lot of DJs have got this thing where they're like, "Oh man, I got to do all this social media stuff, and I just want to play music."
Yeah,
But it's just in this day and age, everyone's go-to is social media. It's like, and it's the best tool. And as Kat said in the class, it's like, don't hate the tool, like learn how to use the tool and
yeah.
use it to your advantage because there are a lot of advantages from using it properly. So
Yeah, I agree. And I think I like the idea of getting to a point where you're confidently joyous about doing it. So you throw a post out there because you're confident about the post, and that gives you a bit of joy and it's a bit of creativity. So I've really loved it with doing this organizing. It's something on a slightly bigger scale. I've always done nights of 5 DJs or something, but 32 over a summer, and the connections you get through social is quite good. And as usual, I've gone off on a tangent. So what would you say? I mean, obviously you've got this gig this summer, but what sort of excites you? What's coming up for this year for you?
so this year I've recently started. I had a residency in Cardiff some time ago, and
Yeah,
then I stopped doing that residency, and I've recently gone back to as a Saturday resident. So I'm kind of busy with that every Saturday. But otherwise, it's going to be about things like this. So Mallorca's like at the moment, it's right at the top of my list. Like it's
yeah.
going to be awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, it's great to have a North Star to make the year, and then everything else fills that year, I think. So
yeah,
that sounds like good.
yeah. And before I can't overlook this, I'm also running my own event on the 30th of July at Club Macosa. Yes, Neptune. So
At Makosa. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
well that's the launch. I've also keep this under your hat. I've also got the nod to run it in Cardiff in for
Cool.
fresh on a Friday in Freshers Week. So,
Okay, good,
and
good.
I'm hoping, all being well, to do like an all day, day party essentially that goes through to the early hours of the morning.
Yeah,
And again, it'll all be sort of underground house focused and garage. So
yeah.
yeah, if you plan on playing a set, you're more than
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think also with that, I think it's good to share that because I think it's really important to do that, but it also shows your variety. And if you came as the audience, because as you will see, like I have in our promotion piece, it's like connect, grow and entertain the connections around partnerships, with the educators and venues and coaches and people like Kat and Heath, what have you, who, without them, we don't get the places to play. The growing bit I really like is the growing the DJs piece. But the thing and it's how you started this conversation, is really at the end of the day, sharing your music, isn't it? And entertaining and getting the opportunity to do that. So if you've got your spot on, what date was that in July or
30th of July, yeah,
cool,
at Club Macosa, 8
great,
till 1.
brilliant. Okay, well, I'll be there
Thank you.
and be nice to see there. And my last thing, just to wrap up, is where could people find you online?
So I am on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, all under the handle of Dampy the DJ.
Brilliant.
I'm
Okay.
on Threads as well, but if I'm honest, don't really use Threads. I don't think anybody does. Everyone's got it, and no one really uses it. Do
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's I think it was the Twitter type thing they were trying to, isn't it? But that's
they? Yeah,
good. Brilliant. I say so Dampy the DJ, thank you very much for spending some of your very hot evening on here on me, and I look forward to seeing you in Mallorca on the decks and on the dance floor. And I'll see you soon. So
thanks for having me here. Look forward to seeing you.
cheers, Maddie. Thank you.
See you soon, and take care, man.
Bye. Bye.